did a video recently where I went on and on about the new Lamborghini Temerario GT3 and RaceRoom being the only sim where you could actually drive it currently. And that was interesting, but I had to fake a little bit of enthusiasm about RaceRoom. I don't like RaceRoom. It gives me hives. I don't like driving it. It feels a little weird to me, and I can only drive it with a single screen. I can't drive it in triples. That sucks. So I opened my email this morning and got an email from Race Sim Studio because I've bought several of their cars in the past and really like they're really, really, really good engineers in terms of developing car mods, and the cars feel wonderful. And they released 3 new cars in a GTM Championship lineup. This is 3 additional cars in that lineup, and they're going to release 3 more, which is kind of exciting. But the first one that I got an email about is the GTM Lanzo V8. And, you know, don't know what the licensing situation is here, and I'm not trying to imply something that may not be true, but this car feels really, really good in Assetto Corsa, and it reminds me of a car that I've driven recently and could only access in one sim because they were the first to market with the new car. Okay. Enough of that. Let's drive this thing. This is actually a beautiful car, and we're going to drive it on Imola because that's where we drove this car the first time. So we're just going to see how this feels here. And I got to tell you, anytime I can drive a car in Assetto Corsa, my opinion of that car changes quite dramatically. You talk about sims that do things right. The original Assetto Corsa does some things that other sims, more modern sims, just aren't doing right yet. And that's just sort of like, you know, how the car feels at the limit, how the tires go away from you and can come back and snap back so you can recover from a bad situation on cold tires or hot tires where you get a little overexcited. It drives like cars should drive in Assetto Corsa for the most part. Depending upon the mods, of course, there are exceptions to that. But when we talk about Race Sim Studio and their history of producing just some fantastic car mods that we've driven before on this channel, we just know that this is going to be a fantastic experience. Does it compare to RaceRoom's Temerario GT3? Quite favorably. Yes. I feel like I can push the car a lot more because I can feel what it's doing a lot better. RaceRoom feels vague and odd to me in places where I've driven a lot of hours in Assetto Corsa. Like over 300 hours, I think, in the title total, which is probably a small pittance compared to others that have been driving the sim much longer than I have. But that's just over the last 2 years that I've gotten really serious about driving Assetto Corsa. I've done a lot of videos on it. And I'll just tell you, this feels really good. Also had the latest hot patch for Pure 3.54 that was released in the last few days. And custom shader patch 0.3.0 preview. I believe that this is 3.58. Could be wrong on that. It's the latest one. Came out today. Getting closer to the actual release of the 0.3.0 custom shader patch. And I mainly mention it because I had the ability to play around with DLSS a little bit with the latest version of custom shader patch, only to find out that it doesn't... I had to find this in the release notes, by the way, that it's not supported in multi-screen configuration, so only single screen. Kind of a bummer. The real bummer is that I started mucking with my settings before I actually recorded what they were. So getting back to stable visualization has been an uphill ice skate for sure. Getting closer. Still suffering a little bit of a problem with my anti-aliasing configuration. I get a little bit of jitter in the vertical when the car's in motion. And I know it's the anti-alias settings because if I turn the anti-aliasing off, it goes away, but everything doesn't look quite as nice as it should. But man, this car feels good. See, when the front end, you lose it like that and be able to recover it, that's... Assetto Corsa stands head and shoulders above most other sims in regard to, you know, just really feeling the car in the wheel. You don't have the benefit of being able to feel the car around you moving in real, like, 3D space, like you would in a real-life car. But to be able to feel that in the hands, extremely valuable. Lost a little bit of time there on the back half of the lap, I think. That's okay. So, looks like the RaceRoom Studios GT-M Lanzo V8 makes it such that RaceRoom isn't the only game in town. You can drive this car in a Assetto Corsa now. Which some will definitely argue, myself included, it's a better experience overall in terms of driving. Now, having said that, RaceRoom has done a great job with developing its online racing, online community, scoring systems, updates. Even the graphics may be better. But if you get your kicks in the feels, what you feel in the wheel of the car, how the car handles under braking, under acceleration, then this might be your opportunity to have some fun with the newest Italian sports car on the GT3 grid. Licensing notwithstanding. When she bites, she definitely bites. We'll do one more lap. That was a little ragged. Nice. That was going to be a good lap, too. I'm not really sure how I lost it there, but I did. Car damage is high. That's a horrible, horrible thing to see. Check this car out. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed driving it. And definitely looking forward to the whole pack, and assume that there will be some online racing opportunities with this car in some grids supported by RaceSim Studio and others. So maybe we can check that out. Anyway, thank you for coming along for the ride. Hope you had fun, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Bye now.
Spaß mache Rennsport.